All right, we are out there on the web now, so let's get started. Don't forget to turn off your phones. The invocation's being done by Commissioner Tyler, the pledge by Commissioner Curran. If you wish to join in either or both, please rise.
Heavenly Father, on this day of remembrance of the events of September 11, may we come together as a nation, honoring the lives lost and the sacrifice made. Let us resolve to build a world where justice prevails and we can live in harmony regardless of our differences. Give us the wisdom and strength as a board to do our best in guiding the county. And Lord, we ask that you comfort the family of Charlie Kirk. We ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Bell, Curran.
Here.
Freeling. Here. Harrison. Hinkleman. Here. Ott. Present. Pitchford. Present. Tyler. Present. Borath. Present. Werfel. Here. Yarborough. Yes. Elliott. Present. You have 10.
Here. Okay. So we've got 10 here. Minutes from the 28th of August need to be approved. Is there a motion? Moved by Ott, supported by Volrath. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, have we communications?
You have one communication from Visit Southwest Michigan live performances and unique venues. Email was received on 9/9.
Thank you. We'll go then to public comments about resolutions. Before we do that, however, I'd like to just pause the agenda for a moment because Ms. Lydek is here from the Humane Society, and I think you wanted to share some news of interest to everyone in Berrien County. There's a microphone to your left.
First off, I want to thank anyone who had a part in helping us get our permits. The building has started. They're going to be pouring concrete for the footers tomorrow. We also wanted to share some good news. We were able to obtain 2 pretty large grants for pet owners in Berrien County. One is for pet owners who are having difficulty getting their pets spayed or neutered. We have a grant to kind of help them pay for it. And it is only for Berrien County residents, pet owners. It is not for strays. The other one is we have another grant for preventatives, which is a big one. We're seeing both Animal Services and us are seeing a lot of Lyme disease and a lot of heartworm disease and pets coming into the shelter. This way it keeps pets in the home and out of both of our shelters and out of just being tossed alongside the roads. We have also put out a program of microchip scanners around the 4 corners of Berrien County. That way, that if somebody finds a stray dog, they don't have to wait to go into Animal Services or us or a vet. There is one outside of the shelter at the Humane Society. This week, there will be one at the Niles Police Station, one in New Buffalo, and next week, one at Eau Claire Library. If you know anybody wants one, please give me a call at the Humane Society and we will furnish them. So thank you
Thank you.
for everything.
Public comments about resolutions, if anyone has any. Hearing none, no one's asked to pull anything. Aren't any added resolutions? Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar as submitted? Moved by Pitchford, supported by Ott. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Freeling, oh, sorry, yes, oh, Harrison. Hinkleman. Ott. Yes. Pittsford.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Borat. Werfel.
Yes.
Yarborough.
Yes.
Curran.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Anybody?
Okay. Committee reports, and first on the agenda list is Personnel and Human Services. Julie. Or you can pass if you,
No, it's okay.
okay.
Choke over report. No, I'm just kidding. Let me just throw somebody else under the bus. We first met with Guy from the Health Department, and he gave us an update of some things going on there. And that included their back to school bash was a major success. They had 121 immunizations, 100+ screenings, and 19 referrals that were completed. So they had a lot of giveaways, a lot of strong partnerships participating. So that was a big success they had. They also had a donation of 100 purifiers from MDHHS. I don't know if that's really considered a donation, but that's what it says. Anyway, they've been distributing those across the county. There's a few in county facilities. They've sent them out to some of the senior centers, to Head Start programs, things like that. Those are some of the things going on. They have tomorrow their biannual public health promotion and prevention services community roundtable. They'll have 50 partners there, and this is the first time they're going to actually record this and post it. So they can only have 90 participants, so those are all full, so there's no additional participation available, but they will be posting the video of the event, so more people will be able to actually see it and participate and find out about some of those other services around there. There's a few other things going on. I'm sure one of the other committees is going to talk about the transit discussions from last week, but he did mention that and what a great discussion it was. So I'll bring that up. And then lastly, he did mention that they are putting a plan in place in the event of the Michigan potential shutdown at the end of the month, so that the health department can keep running. So they are working on that. We then did our committee business. The only resolution we had was from admin regarding the traffic engineerings, and we did pass that along. So that was signed. And then we had an update from Brian regarding the juvenile center and opioid funds. So then Kristen gave us a little report on her exciting weekend coming up, that she is going to be attending the pension conference next week. Yep, that's what Chokwe and I did, Mac.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We said, Warren must be excited for you.
Yes.
Anyway, but it is the first time we're gonna have representation there in a long time. So that actually is really good news for Berrien County and exciting to hear. So that's how great our new personnel director is doing. So that's my report.
Questions for PHS? Okay, then we'll go to admin. Jim.
Thank you, Mac. Ashley Herr, our animal control director, was in to see us this morning, and Alex would like to report out on that.
Well, Ashley said they are at good staffing numbers right now, and their volunteers they fluctuate. A lot of their volunteers went back to school. She was happy because a lot of the volunteers that are going to school are going for to be a veterinarian. Yes. God, thank you for that. So she was happy about that. Their dog live release rate is at 85%. So she was happy with that, but she was really ecstatic that their cat live release was at 96%. So they're doing a great job with that. They did I did ask her about the court case dogs because that was an issue a while back ago. They only have 5 of those in the shelter right now. And she said, within a week, she thought half of them would be gone already. So there was a massive improvement in that. October 4th is their doggy hayride, which they have at Stover Farms in Barron Springs. And October 25th, they have the trunk or treat, and that is from 11 to 2 at the shelter. And they do have an influx of baby chickens and kittens. And so I recommended at the trunk or treat that they could just drop a chicken or a kitten into the bag as they are trick or treating. So I'm not sure if that will work. I thought that would be great. Yeah, I would think the board would support that. So, but other than that, it was a good report. The live dog intake for the year to date is at 814. Cats about 670. Pretty good adoption rate. The 255 of the dogs have been adopted. 233 were returned to owners. And cats, about 97 adoptions. One of those was us. Cats returned to their owners were 14. But overall, she says things are going really well at the shelter. That's my report.
Thank you, Alex. Let's see, Brian, Don Trail and Matt Davis were in to see us, talk to us about the well out at the juvenile center. I think Brian has done a pretty good job of keeping us all informed into that process. So Peerless Midwest is, it went to finance for $1.14 million to get that done. After that, Kevin Stack was in and talked to us about a resolution that eventually went to PHS. And we have one resolution. The next time we get together, it ends in 316, and this is to accept additional funding from Michigan DNR for the Sheriff's Department Marine Safety Program. So it's to receive additional funding, and that is our report.
Questions for admin? Madam Chair of Finance.
I'm ready. We had our treasurer, Kelly White, gave us an update on investments and then talked about the tax receipts also. And on our, these are with local banks and depositors that we've done. And what we have a company, and it's called Meter Investment they work out of Lansing, Michigan. And the gentleman has come to our finance committee before, but there is a group that he works with the treasurer. And when we initially invested, we invested $55 million with Meter overseeing and doing it. And as of, I don't know if it's like August 31st, we have now the value of the investment now is $58,365,799.83. We think that's good, but you think it should be, you want it to be higher and all? I'm looking at the administrator. There are some other things that can be done, and our treasurer is looking very much at that. And because we use Munis, they're pleased with that, but it could be a bit higher. So constantly we're working to make our money grow. The other always very interesting, and we started out in our committee of the whole. I think I can go over this. There were 107 properties. No, that's not what that says.
Yes, 107 lots.
107 then, and we sold 85. And the average payment on a property was $480,000. And we made on this, or the total received was $4,355,000 for $48.55. There are still 22 pieces available, And they're vacant lots. They're not with houses or factories or anything on it. And that sale will be October 31st, the final sale of that. It'll be on the computer again, and however long, a month or whatever, and people can bid on it and know that the final day, the final results will be 10/31. Also, between beginning maybe September, well, it's already September through a couple of months, our treasurer will be in Niles Township and Niles City, and making herself available and explaining to those elected officials, but also residents coming in, talking about their taxes or whatever she can do. And she'll continue to add a month or two in different areas so that you can always be able to get in touch with her rather than having to come to here, to the county, St. Joe. Was there anything else with her, with the treasurer?
The only thing that I would say is that 480,000 was minimum bid. And what the final sale total was 4.8 million, but we have 46 excess proceeds application claims. That will be also a part of that, so
Yeah,
those were some of the things we discussed.
thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
And then our administrator and our director, Paul Trail, is that his first name? Don Trail, came in and much like with your committee, talked to Matt. He was on the phone and we talked to him and we understood. And the finance committee would like very much to go with the underground work to make them tanks. And we asked questions about, is it plastic, is it metal, why not this, why not that? And so we were very satisfied knowing that it's just a drop in the bucket of other things that may have to happen. But we must have drinking water, running drinking water, and that is what will be, will start. Why is it 26 in my mind? I don't know what that, but they will start soon, and they expect to have it done by, what's it, April, 3 months, 6 months, it'll be about a 6-month job.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we had some, we had no bid openings. We did have resolution approvals. There will be a resolution we'll bring to you next week, September 18th, about we operate within federal and state funding. And this is for the, trying to see what it is.
So for Maxis service,
Over the years,
consulting services. Yeah, Maxis
Oh, good.
consulting services.
This is the submission of the countywide cost allocation plan for 2025 data at an annual cost of $17,000. This company will work and help us with that. Then we had a number of waivers. Buying, oh, here we are. We're buying a Jeep, a Chevrolet. These are minivans. We're going to have Vilwalks Outdoor Living doing, we're buying a stand-up mower. We're having asphalt patching done at the juvenile center, surveying aggregate piles, physical inventory, moving electrical service at 3 Oaks, that's with the road department garage, and then maximum US wireless access points with mounting hardware, and that's through IS, the need for that. And many of these things were budgeted, and so this is just a portion of what was budgeted for those different vehicles and all. We'll get them as we need them, or as they come available. I think that's most of what it was. I believe that was the end of our. Was there anyone else? No. I'm through.
Good. Any questions for finance? And we'll go to commissioner reports and we'll go clockwise.
I don't have a formal report. I just want to take this time to, because of a lot of the things that I'm seeing from people in my generation, just publicly denounce the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And regardless, in this country, there's no need to equivocate. We should not be murdering people because of their political ideologies or affiliations. I want to tell each and every one of you to do what you can to keep yourself safe. We are all public officials or in the public eye in some way. And this is not, I don't think these random acts of violence, though it's terrible that they are, I don't think they're going to stop. This has become commonplace in America, and I wish it wasn't. But because I care for each and every one of you, I would like for you to find some way, some capacity to keep yourself safe. Because it is a shame that we have to say that, but it is real. And, you know, this is a really tough time, especially having a son, to watch a father lose his life. But I hope it brings us all together as people. And I hope it makes us across the political aisles understand that this is not worth dying for. We can have conversations, we can vehemently disagree, but at the end of the day, I know I'm looking at a human being across from me that has a family. And that's all I have to say.
We have a Brownfield Redevelopment Authority meeting at 12:30 today.
LEPC last week, and it was pretty much routine business, and our coordinator Rocky gave us a presentation on safety, and it was well received. We also had last week our General Government Finance Committee MAC meeting up in Lansing, and you all know Dina, and she gave us a report on what's going on up there, and she didn't have to say anything because nothing's going on up there. Last meeting we had up there in June, there was 5 bills passed for the whole year. They passed 3 more now, so there's 8 for this 2025 year. Normally there's over 300 this time of year. There's been 8 passed because nobody will do anything. She stresses that 800 and some county commissioners should get in touch with our representatives and senators and find out what they're doing, why they're not doing anything, and if they can at least work together on some things, because there's a lot of, she was very upset about the cuts that are going to be made. Everything's going to get cut down except for the veteran affairs, pretty much. What they're doing with everything is very unacceptable. And she stresses the need for letters and calls and get to these people to tell them it's not acceptable. They have to take care of business. You can't just sit there and not do anything because you don't think the other party is going to work with you. It's got to change. And no change is going to come unless we make it happen. So it's very disturbing to hear those type of things when we're trying to fight to keep things afloat in every county in the state, and they're just sitting up there doing nothing. So if you could, just please contact them, send a letter, send a note, say, what are you doing and how can you help us? It's getting to that point, and we're more than halfway through the year. Budget's still not passed. It's October coming up, so very disappointing. But would like to say we have got a letter Rocky did from the FEMA on our June 24th exercise at the DC Cook plant. And I just read a little bit here. It says the purpose of the exercise was to assess the level of state and local preparedness in responding to an incident and blah, 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 blah. The officials and representatives from the state of Michigan, Berrien County, and the licensee participated in this exercise. And it just, everything went well. We passed everything, and there's, in fact, we did so well that the same exercise will not be done with Plan Up North, Palisades, because it was done well enough where we can cover with that. So state of Michigan did well. We did very well, and Rocky handed out these little things that DC Cook, their little coins, like about the size of a silver dollar, but they're really cute. They come in a little thing, and everybody who participated in the exercise got one. So Everybody worked well together. That was strongly stated that the participants all knew what they were doing. And even though we had a lot of new ones in there, because the practices and what Rocky prepares us for made that happen. So kudos to Rocky and his team for that exercise. Yeah, that's my report.
Well, we did have a sewer and appeals board meeting last week, which I did miss, but I was involved with the senior center, which had requested and received FOIA information and audits reports. There was a group there that had some concerns that things were a little shady, but we went through the audit number, and the audit is down to the penny. I forget her name, but she does a fantastic job. So we took care of that. And then I had a Pokagon Revenue Sharing Board meeting yesterday, where they elected 2 new officials, and then they nominated Mark Cummings from the city of New Buffalo as chair, nominated me, which I did reluctantly accept as treasurer. Yeah, I know, scary, huh? And then I only have to sign the checks, that's it. So, but the board's going well. The money is going to be released next week. Or no, next month, October 25th, I think, is the next meeting where the funds will be released to the municipalities and whatever. So, and that is my, there was something else. Yeah, that is my.
There's always other business you can bring up if you remember. We had land bank 2 weeks ago. We talked about a new grant that for another cycle of repairs, if you will. So we're applying for that. I had a Michigan Works meeting yesterday. Talked about, where things stand employment wise in the county and the state. That's all going fine. They're obviously also concerned about apprenticeship money, and the GoPro funds have been all cut out of the current budget. So we'll see what happens with that. I attended St. Joe Township and Royalton Township meetings this week. I got a little road issue going on in St. Joe Township we're working on, and hopefully putting a little meeting together so we can talk about it. And then we have Brownfield today, as Sharon mentioned, and we are going to be reviewing another housing Brownfield, and it's actually in Royalton Township. So Royalton did approve that this week at that meeting as well. So exciting about that. About 120 homes coming to my home township. So exciting. That's my report.
Thank you. I apologize for being late this morning, but as life happens, we have appointments that get scheduled. But my reports, we had a BC BIT meeting last week, and we had a brief update from MEC. They have about 75% of the project completed. 381 miles of fiber have been laid of the 500 plus miles that they are installing within Berrien County. So that's fantastic. Really good response from a lot of the communities for take rates of those who are signing up for that service. So the need was definitely there. We are waiting for the MyHigh. Well, the final plan was just released and it's open for public comment. That public comment period ends September 16th. So it's a short window, and then hopefully we'll be hearing some results of the bargain of the bid. Did I say that right? Okay, because I always say it wrong. I just call it the Bob portion of the applications for broadband. Hopefully we will have some news to report at the next BC BIT meeting. Just hearing how things were and who applied within Berrien County. I did attend the transportation discussion that happened for the Healthy Berrien Consortium at the Health Department conference room. I know Guy Miller was there representing the Health Department, but I do believe that the Health Department also serves on that consortium. And just, it was a super high level meeting, kind of getting all of the individuals that were in attendance. There were about 25 there virtually and also in person, discussing about just the status of transportation, and then also what would be ideal concepts of public transportation. So more to come. It looks like they're gonna be meeting every 2 weeks. Right?
Just on the 18th.
Yeah, it's every 2 weeks and it's about an hour and a half, 2-hour meeting each time. They're gonna meet 6 times. More to come on that. But I do know that BCAT will likely be having further discussions separate from that one, because while we have had the discussion about the letter that came from MDOT and the need for discussion on funding for Takata, these meetings, while they relate to that, are not necessarily because of that letter. They were planned long before this letter came in our possession. So I'll leave it at that. There was also a county planning commission meeting. It was fairly short and sweet. We did have 2 applications for PA 116, which is tax exemption for farmland. One was in Lincoln Township for 7 acres for 50 years. And the other one was in Royalton Township for 47 acres for 10 years. Both were sort of given approval to go back to those townships. They always come to us just to review, make sure that they meet our master plan objectives. And then I attended Village of Baroda meeting, Orinoco Township meeting, and that is my report. Thank you.
And I attended the land bank meeting. There is some money that they're going to be able to have people apply for, to be able to do things with their house, with their houses. I attended the transportation advisory meeting that was at the Health Department auditorium. I attended finance director interview. Michigan Works yesterday, we had a committee meeting, and it was talking about the apprenticeships and how they help to create, how Michigan Works helped to create. They see that people are using them and putting them in the apprenticeships, making them available, and there is money all over, not all over, in the United States to fund things like that. And so they let you think about the big companies doing apprenticeships, but they let the smaller groups know about it also. That's my report.
Thank you. Do you have anything?
No, sir.
All right, we'll go to our 2 general public comments. Again, since Adolph's not here, we'll go to other business.
I remember what it was. So my wife is in the advanced nursing program, so we had to go to the health department. And that's the first time we'd ever used the services of the health department. And while I was in there waiting, there were at least 5 or 6 families that came in. And by the time, within that 15 minutes that we were out, all those families had been in and out that quickly. So I was just, and I told the staff, I was impressed with how fast that they get the people in, take care of them, and get them out of, mostly there for probably shots for they were small infants. It's amazing. I really had never been on that side of the health department before. So their staff, they do a very good job. So I just want to make sure they know. That was what I wanted to say.
Any other business? Announcements, reminders. Aware of any? All right, then we're going to segue to session. Under the Sorry, my microphone was off. So the listening and viewing public didn't hear any of that, but We're going to go into closed session to discuss the case involving Purdue Pharma and others. We have Attorney Connie Bear here under MCL 15.268. It's an exception to the Open Meetings Act under the attorney-client privilege. But my question to corporate counsel is, are we going to be doing anything after the closed session?
Just minutes.
Just approving minutes from the prior closed session. So there won't be any action taken by the board after this closed session. With that in mind, we need to do a roll call. We need a motion and support to go into closed session under the attorney-client pending litigation provision.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Kerr and supported by Pitchford. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Curry,
Yes.
Freeling. Hinkleman. Ott. Pittsford. Tyler.
Yes.
Borat. Werfel. Yarborough. Elliott.
Yes. Okay, we're in closed session. We're going to terminate the link to Zoom. And anyone who's not essential to this closed session, but